always has been very competitive, and today did not disappoint, and culminated with Andy hitting a 58-yard field goal. Actually did it twice, and they hit them both, 58 and a 56-yarder. So really good to see. Really good to see the progress of our football team. Guys are competing really hard. Guys want to play. So, you guys are itching for that depth chart, and it'll get to you soon enough. Don't have it for you right now, but all in all, we feel good about our progress. We feel good about where we are right now, knowing that we still are hungry to get better, and we plan to do so in the next coming days as we prepare for Saturday. That being said, open to questions.
Thanks, Coach. All right, everyone, please remember to use the hand raise function and wait to be called on. We will start off with Barry Jackson from the Miami Herald. Barry, go ahead for Coach Cristobal.
Hi, Coach. I know you said on your radio show this week that there's been some problems with wide receivers the last several days. Who in particular has taken a jump and impressed you in recent practices?
Well, I mentioned a guy before in Rashard Smith, who over the course of, I would say, the end of the spring ball and then all of camp has really stood out as a guy. And I think, guys that have shown progress, Keyshawn, certainly the last 4 or 5 days, has made some explosive plays. Xavier Restrepo has been the entire camp. He has been our most consistent, most explosive receiver. I mean, I need to mention inconsistent, but certainly progressing is Romello Brinson. Really showed some big playability over the last couple of days. Will Mallory, Elijah Arroyo looks great. Khalil has made some big plays at tight end along with Dom. Momorelli. Let me see. The backs have done a really, really good job. But at the receiver position, I mean, it's just been a collective effort of improvement, and it's built a lot of confidence in our offense and in our quarterback.
Thanks, Mario.
We'll go now to David Lake from InsideTheU.
Hey, Coach, wanted to ask you just about Lucius Stanley, and can you just expand on how you were able to bring him in and what you expect him to, what role he can fill for you guys?
Well, Lucius has had a really good career, and he's got a lot of experience. He's a big guy. He can accelerate. He's got great balance. You watch his film, he's made some explosive plays. He's a really good football player, and we're always searching. The portal allows some wiggle room during this time of year. It's very narrow, very slim, and certain parameters have to be met. It just so happens that he was there in the portal, and we needed someone at that position. He's been here for a couple of days, and he's in good shape already. He's already been through camp, from what I understand. And today, you really saw him carry the ball and protect and do some things where you feel that, man, this guy's a really good football player. He's going to help us.
Go to Adam Lichtenstein from the Sun Sentinel. Adam.
Hi, Mario. Just wanted to check and see if there's any updates on Zion, and if you guys have a better idea about how much he'll play, if he'll play this weekend.
No update. We're still taking it day by day. He has progressed. We feel he is on schedule, and we'll make a decision over the course of the next couple of days. Certainly not trying to hide anything from your brother. Just we're in the course of what medical asks of us. We're very process oriented, and the medical people here are off the charts. If you ever get a chance you want to do a really good story, an interesting one, is do one with our return to play specialist, Joe Girardi, and then our athletic training team. Those guys are incredible, and working with Doc Kaplan and the rest of the gang, they're awesome people. So we're getting there, and I think we're there, but I want to give you some real, just concrete information, some real valid stuff when the time is right.
Go to David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David.
Hey, Mario. Last week, I think Manny Navarro asked you about true freshmen who might be ready to contribute from day one. I know you said you're still obviously position battles to be settled, but I was wondering if you had a couple of guys who, you kind of feel are kind of ready to contribute early on here.
Well, I think there's a number of guys that are ready to contribute. If ready to start and contribute are two different things, as you know. And I know as to your question of being contributors, I'll go right down the line. I'll start with the offensive line. I think both Matthew McCoy and Inez Cooper, Big Bell, I think both those guys are going to contribute this season. Jaleel Skinner will be a contributor this season. We hope to progress a couple guys that came in at wide receiver. Even though a guy like Kobe Young is a JC transfer, we consider him a young guy. And we do think that Horton at some point in time, as long as he improves his consistency, that can help us as well. Obviously, we were counting on Trevante Citizen, and he got banged up. Jakari's done a great job, but we feel strong about, our first two guys right now, but he is going to be a guy that helps us. Certainly, I've mentioned before Nigel Kelly. Nigel Kelly is a guy that has really continued to improve, and not only in the way that he takes in the system, but the way he's playing, the type of effort he's playing with, the use of his hands, the understanding of the scheme. We just got to keep pushing him. It's what he wants, it's what he deserves, and he's going to get it. I could keep going, up and down the list. Wesley is a guy that we think is going to contribute a bunch. We think he's going to be a great player. Jaden Harris, he pops. I'm probably leaving out a couple guys, but we'll run out of time if I don't move on to the next question. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of information there. I'll do a better job just organizing this stuff so I could just give it to you. You can go with it.
We got time for two more questions. We're going to go to Dave Hyde and then Susan Miller-Degnan. Those will be the last two for Coach Cristobal. Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Mario. If you'd indulge me for a second, quick trip down memory lane. I think if I got this right, your last game as a player was the Alabama infamous Sugar Bowl. Any word or quick line to sum up your thoughts after that game?
No, disappointed. So.
Okay. Your last time you went on the field for Miami was 2005, I believe, as the Peach Bowl.
Is that right? No, that's not right.
That's not right? Okay, let me
2006 season.
I'm sorry, 2006. Yeah, you switched jobs to offensive line coach in 2006.
I believe it was Boston College. Is that right?
I'm looking it up right. My homework wasn't as thorough as I would hope it would be.
You were on your surfboard, man.
Yeah, there you go. It's my son's. Nevada, Broncos Stadium, Boise.
I was already the head coach at FIU, so I didn't coach that.
Oh, you were?
So
Okay.
the last
Boston,
regular season game.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Boston College and the Orange Bowl, one of the last few years in the Orange Bowl. What you didn't know that was your last game, or did you know going into that it was your last game?
That's what I just mentioned, Boston College.
Yeah, I know, but did you know going into it was your last game? Had you been hired at FIU already?
Oh no, that all the stuff involving the FIU job and other opportunities happened after the season.
Okay, and finally, how do you think you'll feel running on the field Saturday? What you're back at Miami, and what do you think? What do you think you'll be thinking about?
The game itself, how to help the players be as successful as they possibly could be. Just driven, process oriented. I don't stray from that because those kind of things can take you off of the path and the obligations that you need to fulfill to make sure your players and your program does well. So, and I know that I promise you, I know deep down inside, there's a lot of things that would naturally get stirred up and riled up and all that other stuff. I just, I always control what I feel and what I think, what I say and what I do. And every ounce of me is poured into making sure the University of Miami Hurricanes, players, coaches, everybody involved is operating at an optimum level. So that'll be the focus. That'll be the drive. That'll be the feeling.
Thank you.
Got time for one more for Coach Cristobal. I'll go to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Miami Herald. The last question, Susan.
Hey, Mario. We noticed yesterday or today, whenever it was, we were at there last, that Jacoby George was on the scout team. And some other guys too, Jabari, but I'm wondering about Jacoby. He did have some success last season. Is that the reason because he's not as progressed as the other receivers? Can you talk about Jacoby, his status, and scout team, your philosophy on scout teamers?
Everybody takes turns on the team, first and second group, and some guys take reps on the scout team. So we run our processes as we see them.
And I guess this is kind of like what Dave said, so you might have the same answer, but does this week feel any different from when you were at Oregon? The last couple of years, like meaning this a couple of days before game as you get closer. Is it different at all, or?
It's hard to articulate. I understand the question. I understand the significance of questions, especially for me being an alum and all the things that go with it. I just, honestly, I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to answer that genuinely and respectfully. I'd have to sit down and assess it and analyze it, because like, my mind is so much on making sure we're prepared, Susan. I mean, come on, this means the world to me. That's the best way I can describe it, you know, and it does. But the energy poured into it, you know, wherever I'm coaching is always everything I have. Of course, when you play at a certain place, it's different. It will always be different. I think there's eight to nine head coaches in Power 5 football, Division I football, that are coaching at their alma maters. And I'm sure if you ask every single one of them, they'll remember every great moment, every bad moment, the tough situations, the development moments, the teaching moments, growth, all that stuff, you know. So it's off the charts, super special, but, you know, unfortunately for, you know, the nostalgia side of myself, which I don't really have, every ounce is focused on our team, our players, and the process.